Good morning. My name is Steve Bauk. I'm president of Solution Synergy, and we're very excited to have you attend our presentation this morning entitled Unlocking the Power of Cloud-Based MFA and SSO. Joining me on the call today is Robbie Moore. He's the Enterprise Account Executive at AuthX. And just a little bit about my background. I've been in the healthcare industry for 40 years or so. I've worked for Cisco and Citrix and other companies before starting my company. Solution Synergy is entirely dedicated and focused on identifying and promoting emerging cybersecurity solutions.
First off, thanks for hosting this webinar, Steve. Really appreciate the partnership that we have with you and your team. I'm Robbie, and I work with AuthX. I've been with the company for about 2 years now, and AuthX really started off in healthcare. So what I mean by that is AuthX, we've been around for about 5 years, and we started off with our first client being UPMC over in Pittsburgh. So they were our client, and we handled positive patient identification for them. We got really, really good at allowing and identifying patients. Then they asked us if we can identify employees into their electronic health record. We said, sure, why not? Because we love helping our clients, and we just want to do as much as we can to either help them have their IT team work as efficiently as possible, but also increase their employee experience. So with AuthX, the primary use case is badge tap. Everyone has badges, either for building access, for vending, and for other stuff in their business environment. So with that, we can also do multi-factor authentication and single sign-on. So those are into applications. We can also do passwordless. So passwordless experience is really what AuthX is built on. So not having individuals know their passwords so that their IT team can have 25 character long passwords without really requiring that individual to type in that password every single time. We know with phishing attacks, we know sometimes people have sticky notes on their desktop with their password. That's obviously not secure, especially in smaller dental practices. We see that happening most of the time. But with that, again, going passwordless, being able to use something you are, something you know, or something you have as that identifier to then grant you access into a workstation or the applications that you need as quickly as possible. Authentication workflows. AuthX does not only do badge tap access. We have about 9 other authentication workflows, and we can even combine those authentication factors with, let's say, badge tap, auto launch, an Okta environment. We can do badge tap, auto launch, a Citrix workspace environment. We can do badge tap or face biometrics into iGel thin clients as well. But really, this is a kind of high-level overview of AuthX, what we're built on, and what we provide to our clients. With that, I kind of mentioned the options of factor of authentication that we offer, from badge tap and go to biometric face. We can also do more traditional factors of authentication like call OTP, SMS OTP, kind of what you might be familiar with a Duo, or even with your banking app as well, where they send you that push note, or they send you that 6-digit code, and then you type that in as second factor of authentication. We can do that, and one great thing about AuthX is that you can actually combine any of these 3 factors of authentication. So we see that for more higher level security places, if that's a state government or if that's federal government, where they have a really secure application, they'll have badge tap, biometric finger, and then maybe a 6-digit PIN. For, let's say, EPCS in the healthcare environment, we can do badge tap and then a PIN or an SMS OTP sent to their phone as well. So really, AuthX, we started in healthcare, but as Steve said, we can branch out to other industries as well, if that's state, local government, if that's manufacturing, or even if that's education as well. And with those factors of authentication, we have 5 different workflows that we support. So everyone knows in healthcare, you have 100, 200 people accessing one workstation. That's kind of hard to handle if they're typing in a password every single time. having to log out themselves. Sometimes they forget. And then that means that, the next person logs in, they're charting on the wrong chart. It can be a snowball effect of really a not positive outcome when you're having individuals really do manual password entry into workstations. But with that, we can do single user mode, so we can help your admin office if they are logging into their own workstation in their own office. We can do badge chat, we can do face, we can do fingerprint, any of the 10 factors of authentication that I mentioned in the earlier slide into single user mode. So I work on my own workstation. No one else in my company except for an admin that is in AuthX, in our AuthX portal, will be able to access my workstation. And I don't have to type in my password for applications or even access my workstation with AuthX while using AuthX Badge Tab. Shared user mode is for kind of the example I mentioned in the healthcare environment in an exam room where you have 200 people accessing one workstation. Shared user mode is actually going to launch that individual's Windows profile. So when they badge tap onto that shared workstation, they will launch. So if I badge tap on a shared workstation, I will launch my Windows profile. Let's say Steve walks up, 5 minutes after me, he badges into that same workstation I was on. It's going to launch his Windows profile, and so on and so forth. The other shared workstation model that we offer is workstation lock mode. This is our fast user switching mode, and we suggest that for high traffic workstations because you're not going to have to wait for that Windows profile to load. The workstation is going to work as fast as possible because we're going to have a generic Windows account running on that workstation, and AuthX will track Robbie logged on to this generic Windows account at this time. Steve walked up after him and then logged into that generic Windows account. The best part about this is that even though it's a generic Windows account, I'm still going to access applications with my username and my password, if that's connected with the domain, or even if that's connected with the actual application credentials specific. Delegation mode is a newer option that we offer. So let's say if I'm out of the office, I need someone to access my workstation to pull a report. I can actually grant them access virtually to access my workstation. All of that is going to be tracked on the back end from AuthX. And then kiosk mode, I like positioning the kiosk mode as a one workstation that is allowing only access to one application. So where we see this is in one specific, there is also in healthcare use cases, but for education, let's say bus drivers, they clock in, they badge tap, they are able to access their HR web application. Nothing else on that application will be accessible. So for in healthcare, let's say if it's a one workstation for charting in one exam room, they're only going to be able to access Epic or Cerner or eClinicalWorks. Everything else on that workstation will be locked. They'll only be able to access that one application that you have set on that workstation within the AuthX portal. But with that, we can really help the front office from the administration to also the exam rooms. And then I also am aware that we have a couple of state, local governments, so we can support first responders like police officers in their patrol cars, badge tapping into those, to also the front office as well, administration office for badge tap or even push notifications, kind of like what they might be more used to. So this is AuthX. We have hand side multi-factor authentication, passwordless access policies, analytics. We're able to run on Mac OS, Windows, Linux, Android. We have clinical workflows specifically for the healthcare industry, but also for other industries like manufacturing, state, local governments. We have specific workflows for you as well. And then for the administration, for some of your employees, we can even offer plugins. So if you have, let's say, like 500 applications that are used by different individuals all throughout your IT environment, they'll be able to actually have a Chrome plugin, an Edge plugin, or even a user portal, which I'll talk more on in a few slides, where they can click an icon in that Chrome or Edge browser, and all of their applications that they have access to, which is customized to you by groups in your Active Directory, will be assigned in that box where they can just click on that icon. It will launch that application and then auto enter their credentials into the username and password field, so that again, your team can have complicated passwords for every application, and you can trust that your employees are not, using the same password for every single application that they have access to. And on the right-hand side, I do want to point out our self-service password reset tool, which comes with our AuthX Complete. So everything on here is our AuthX Complete package. The self-service password reset is a tool where you can have a web portal to where users can access this portal at any point in time, either on-prem or even off-prem for your remote workers. If you have those, they can self-serve it. They can reset their password by themselves, so that your team, your IT help desk, is not taking calls just to reset a password, but to do more complicated, more important things in your IT environment that help your business move on. And then Active Directory support. We support Azure, cloud-based, and even on-prem Active Directory. And then we can even federate, kind of mentioned, to confederate with Ping. We can also offer badge tap access into Okta as well. So whatever your IT environment looks like, I really suggest having a meeting with AuthX and just talking to us about your workflows, the perfect world scenario of what you want for your password security, so that you can see what AuthX can do for you. And then we can obviously have more discussions about how we're going to roll that out to either smaller groups at first, or even just doing it by department as well. The AuthX difference. So what you guys probably notice on the left-hand side, the left-hand side is what you currently have. So that might be a Imprivata environment, it might be a Duo environment, but you're going to have EMR integration. You're going to have single sign-on to web clients and local clients. You're going to have password management. You're going to have multiple endpoint workflows as well, just as I spoke on in AuthX. On the right-hand side is what you're getting as an add-on benefit with AuthX. The first most important part about AuthX, I believe, is that we're cloud-based. So you're going to take off those server fees, those maintenance fees, really that upfront cost to ownership of having a password security solution like badge tap access onto the workstation and applications. That's a huge difference maker in being cloud hosted. It's really going to reduce your annual costs and even your monthly costs by moving to AuthX to the cloud. You're also not going to have trace logs. So going to that workstation, trying to find those trace logs can be tiring. With AuthX, we're actually able to pull logs directly from the workstation, and AuthX can look at that virtually without you really touching that workstation at all. We're built on open standards. AuthX, we started off as a development, as a request from our client, and that's what we built for them. A lot of open-ended workflows, a lot of applications, a lot of specific things that they needed, which we're open to. So again, if you have any type of plan, project that might have fallen in the past, maybe that current provider is not able to work with your application, hand that to AuthX, we'll get it done for you, which leads to our customer first development features. We are a smaller company and we are a software company. We want to build the best software out there so that your team can feel comfortable, know that your individuals are using the best platform out there, and that they are being able to access and trust that their badge will work every single time. But also that cost is not, too much, because we understand how some providers out there are raising their costs every year. We don't want to be that company. We want to be side by side. We want to partner with you to build the best password security platform out there for you. And speaking on that, one perfect example of this is Loma Linda University Medical Center is one of our clients. We do badge tap into Epic. They're also Citrix users. They have a lot of phone calls going into their IT help desk to reset passwords of bad actors. So bad actors are calling into their help desk, trying to get individuals to give them a new password. They have all the information. They have social security numbers. They have addresses. These bad actors have a lot of information from online, and all they need to do is just call the help desk, act like they're an employee, and then they're going to be able to reset that password and then access your environment virtually. So what Loma Linda wanted to do, they wanted us to authenticate that employee that's calling on the IT help desk line. So we're actually able to identify that employee via face biometrics on their mobile device, and then grant them access to call the IT help desk to get them transferred to the IT help desk to reset their password. So that's what I mean by customer first development. We're able to develop out-of-the-box thinking at AuthX, and we're able to help your team be comfortable in knowing that they have a solution out there that's working for them, not against them, and that your money is going to benefit your organization directly. These are the supported protocols that we can work with. Mention on-prem Active Directory. So we work with LDAPs to sync those Active Directory users into AuthX, but we can also use a cloud-based solution, or we can also work with your Azure or Entra environment as well. These protocols really let us support many applications from being open-ended. These protocols let us support many applications from SaaS to cloud-based to on-prem applications in other parts of your IT environment as well. So we have SAML for single sign-on into applications, and then LDAPs would be to sync those on-prem Active Directory users into AuthX, the cloud. As Steve said, we are a software company and we are agnostic with hardware. So we're able to work with RFIDs, we're able to work with HID, Elitech, Panasonic readers. For face biometrics, we can work with Android cameras, with iOS cameras, even inbuilt cameras on laptops as well. From keyboards, KSI, Cherry, smart card readers, fingerprint, hardware tokens, even OS operating systems as well. We're agnostic with anyone. Our partnership team works very hard to make sure that we have the right tech partners, to make sure that we can support all our clients with all of their needs and all of their requirements as well. So again, AuthX is compatible with all types of hardware. If you currently have a badge type access solution, you won't have to go and purchase new readers to work with AuthX. We'll be able to work with those current readers in place. So again, reducing that initial upfront purchase of a new software. And we'll get to pricing as well in our pricing model. But AuthX, I think you'll be surprised at how cost efficient AuthX really is. The AuthX Vault. So this is where your passwords are going to sit. If you would like, I kind of mentioned before the Chrome plugin. So this is what this looks like. Just an AuthX icon in the top right. You click on that, and then all of the applications that user has access to will be accessible to them from the plugin. We can have a web portal as well, which can be specific to that user group, to where they can also access their applications from a web portal if you do not want to use the Chrome plugin or Edge plugin as well. And then even for mobile devices, so we can support applications on mobile devices for password security too. But OpenID Connect and SAML single sign-on, that's how we will do that, is by OpenID Connect and OAuth for single sign-on for newer applications, or you can choose SAML for other applications if they support SAML. But we have pre-built integrations to connect to your cloud-based or to connect to cloud-enabled SaaS apps for plug and play, or we can even do single sign-on with RPA to legacy applications that a previous provider didn't offer password security into or single sign-on into. We have an RPA process that will scrape that screen, and you'll be able to do that on your own through our application profiling tool, or you can do that, or you can pass that to us to do for you. It's up to you. And mobile credentials are, really up and coming out there. Everyone has a phone nowadays, especially a smartphone. So here you're allowed to have an employee badge in an Apple Wallet or a Google Wallet, and that's going to take full advantage of the privacy and security features built into Google Wallet and Apple Wallet, and we can even support Apple Watch as well. So if your individuals, don't want to use a badge, or maybe they forgot their badge, they're able to have their employee badge on their Apple Wallet for quick access. And most importantly, it's convenient. Again, as I said earlier, everyone has a phone. They'll be able to walk up to that reader, use their phone, face scan like you do in Apple Wallet today, just NFC onto that reader, and then they'll get access into their applications or that workstation as well. Security is top of mind at AuthX always. We go through extensive compliance procedures so we're able to accomplish ISO 27001 certification, SOC 2 compliance, and also NIST certified as well. We work with some of the largest health systems in the country, and we even have clients over in Europe, so we have to be GDPR compliant as well, but you'll be protected. And again, we first start off in healthcare. And we know personal health information by those patients is the most important thing in a health system. So we have to know that our solutions are going to be reliable, they're going to have stringent security protocols, and that is what AuthX is built on. I did want to show a quick video kind of our workflow. So this is just our Epic launch demo video, and you'll be able to see how an individual will badge tap onto the workstation and then auto launch an application, which would be Epic here. Here you see the individual tap on the badge. First thing, this screen is just a generic AuthX login screen. This is fully customizable to what you want. If you want your branding, if you want a message of the day showing up on this screen, you can have that. If you want your colors, a special picture of your campus or anything like that, you can put that here on this screen. So it's customized to you and your individual and your employees. But when you badge, it will actually unlock that, and you will be able to click on icons and use that workstation as normal. But with this transparent lock screen, an individual won't be able to click on or move around in that workstation unless they badge tap again, and then that will unlock that workstation. And here they badge tap to close that application. So that's our Epic workflow. We also support Cerner, we support ECW, we support Athena. As I mentioned earlier, we're a software company, so we want to help you as much as we can. If you have an application that hasn't been supported by your previous provider, please come to AuthX. We'll test it out and we'll work with you to get password security into there, to single sign-on multi-factor authentication. And even, if you do have a provider that's doing authentication for them, but they're too expensive, come call AuthX and we can set up a test environment for you as well. Hope I didn't speed through that. If there's any questions, please ask. And again, if you have any applications that your previous provider did not work with, come to AuthX. If you have a solution that is too expensive, come to AuthX, talk with us. We might be able to beat that price and also provide you the other added benefits of going with a cloud-based solution in AuthX. But with that, again, I appreciate all of you guys joining the call today.
Yeah, so I heard a lot of references quite a few times with AuthX versus Imprivata. So I'm assuming it's very similar. The biggest difference is that Imprivata, familiar with it from several years ago, is Imprivata's on-prem devices where AuthX is cloud. My question is there a delay on authentication? Any delay, significant delay, because AuthX is cloud versus a solution like Imprivata that's on-prem?
Nope, there's no delay. And some end users actually think it's faster, like in testing, when we have maybe a few workstations that have AuthX, they see an actual increase in speed when accessing the workstation, auto launching Epic as well. But they're pretty comparable. There's no decrease in speed moving to the cloud. It's a good question though.
Yeah, does AuthX support single sign-on on legacy fat client applications?
Yes, we do. We can do RPA scraping, or if they don't support SAML if they're legacy, but yes, we can use our RPA process to work with legacy applications and local applications as well. And that's usually why a lot of our conversations first start up. It's because some solutions just can't work with an on-prem legacy application that the health system or business cannot get rid of. So then they come to AuthX because they know that we have a customer first development model, and then we'll do the work to integrate with that application that you need.
Robbie, thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you for having us.